All right, we are back with another episode of Under the Lights.
Welcome back.
This is episode 5. I am Tim, this is the GOAT.
What's up?
And we got some news.
Good
This
news.
episode is actually sponsored to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that takes confusion out of buying tickets. So anything that has a green score means you're getting a good deal. Anything that has a red score, then you're getting a bad deal. So if you use our code, Under the Lights, we'll put that all down in the description for you below. So you can just click on that link, download the app if you don't have it, use that link. Use that code. Again, it's Under the Lights, and you will get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase.
Yes.
So yes, we're going to go right into it.
Very exciting news.
Very exciting news. So we're going to week 6 here and talk about who we think is going to win these games this week and see if we can improve our record.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, last week was another kind of bad week, but I tied first place, so I'm moving up there.
Cortland's on a tear.
Yeah, she keeps going. Keep trying to catch up. But we're getting there. Still early. So our first game of the week is the 49ers and the Falcons. I picked the 49ers. I think they're just the better team. They've been playing better. I mean, yeah, they got some injuries with their running backs, but I still think they're better than the Falcons. They're just too young. So I'm going to go with the 49ers.
That's the reason why I picked the 49ers too this week. I don't think the Falcons are experienced. I don't really think, Marcus Mariota is going to carry them over. That defense is really good.
Yeah.
So I just don't really expect Marcus Mariota to go off. I think last week or the week before he went through 12 passes or something.
Something like that. I heard that Nick Bosa is hurt too. I saw he got hurt last week.
I didn't know that, but their defense is still going to be pretty good.
Be good. Yeah.
Still be pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, Atlantic has been staying in games, but yeah, I think just 49ers are just better all around.
I think Jimmy G is a perfect quarterback for them.
Yeah, and
for some weird reason, and he fits their system.
He does. That's why I thought it was weird that they just were going to go away with him and decide to go with, Trey. But what do we know? We're not coaches in the NFL. We just say our opinion.
Yeah. Browns, Patriots. I picked the Cleveland Browns for this one. I think his name's like Zappy or Zippy or
Zap, something like that.
I don't trust him.
Me neither.
Don't really know his name to not trust him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I trust more Jacoby Brissett more than their quarterback, and plus the Browns have a pretty solid defense.
Yeah.
So, top 10 defense, in my opinion.
For sure.
Probably like borderline 10, but
yeah. I picked the Browns too. I kept actually going back and forth on this one.
This was tough.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's times where you don't think the Patriots are going to win a game, and then all of a sudden they win. So you're just like, well, shit. All right, well, that's kind of what I feel in this one. But I picked the Browns still to win, just because it's at home. And like you said, I think their defense is a little bit better than the Patriots. And yeah, we don't really know much about that Zap kid yet to really say anything. That's kind of why I went with the Browns as well. Next game is the Packers and the Jets, and I picked the Packers.
Same.
Even though the Jets, scored 40 last week.
Surprisingly, yeah.
I mean, I still think the Packers are going to win, especially when it's home. Packers are usually really good at home. So, yeah, but, I mean, that would be crazy if the Jets won. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I picked the Packers, too. For some reason, I just still have faith in Aaron Rodgers to be able to pull it out. I'll be surprised if the Jets win. So, I mean, they did score 40. I mean, and they beat Pittsburgh the week before.
Yeah.
And they were down by a couple touchdowns as well.
And Zach Wilson
doesn't
look too bad right now.
He's not.
He's playing pretty well. So
he really is, actually.
He could just be proving us all wrong, and the Jets could actually be good. But I think it's just a little early to kind of tell. So that's why I still pick the Packers just for the same reason. Aaron Rodgers is, you would think that he would be able to, kind of. That's not necessarily just like tear him apart, but I still think that he could do enough to win. But
they have better pieces.
They do, they do for sure.
Jaguars and the Colts is the next game. I picked the Jaguars for this one. They're kind of on a little tear.
A little bit.
Kind of on a little tear. They're surprising people this year.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence is actually playing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Colts have been playing pretty sloppy this year, except for that win against the Chiefs, which should have
that was weird.
Never happened.
Yeah, that was a total fluke.
I'm pretty sure if they played again, they would get their butts kicked. So
especially right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think the Jaguars are on a little tear, and I just think the Colts aren't playing too hot, and that's my reasoning is the Jaguars for this one.
Yeah, I picked the Jaguars too. Plus, we don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to be back for the Colts yet, and I think there's some their wide receivers a little hurt too. And Matt Ryan is just not the old Matt Ryan. You can definitely see that he's declined in his play.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, even though the Jaguars lost to Houston last week, they're still playing well. Houston's been weird. Like, they shouldn't win games, and then they are. So you're like, I don't really know, but yeah, I pick the Jaguars too. I think they'll even though it's at the Colts, I still think they can come in there and win for sure.
For sure.
The next game we have the Vikings and the Dolphins. I heard Tua might be coming back for this one.
Ooh, I did not know that.
I'm still not sure, but they're saying he's close at least. But I picked the Vikings.
I did too.
Yeah, I think they're just the better team. Even if Tua doesn't play. I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is cleared yet from concussion protocol either.
To be honest.
And then so they're not good. Yeah, if they don't have them, they're not really good, and it showed their last week. So that's why I picked the Dolphins, and plus just with Justin Jefferson guy's a monster, man.
I mean, even with Tua, I still might pick the Vikings. Or like you said, Justin Jefferson's a monster. Their offense is actually pretty good.
They are, yeah, because when you have Justin Jefferson, you have Dalvin Cook, and then you don't get a break because you have Madison coming in. So
Adam Thielen too.
Adam Thielen, and he gets overshadowed. You don't sometimes even think about that until like, oh yeah, oh shit, he's on their team too.
I was thinking about that. Like, I think it was last week or the week before. He scored a touchdown. I was like, I forgot about him.
Yeah, because I just think there's just Justin Jefferson. But yeah, I think the only thing the Vikings really need is a better quarterback in Kirk Cousins, and they'd be really good.
Yeah, but he's getting them the ball so far this year. So
yeah, he's
not
decent
doing too
enough.
shabby. Yeah. So
just never been a Kurt fan.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Saints and the Bengals. I picked the Saints for this one.
Ooh.
I think that Bengals are my rivals.
True. That's true.
Plus, after that 1 week when I picked all of the other team, it was kind of bad. So, and I would say I don't like the Bengals. I they're my least favorite in the whole AFC North. But
over the Ravens? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked playing the Ravens tough games. I mean, the Ravens, they play tough, hard games, where the Bengals previously played tough, dirty games.
True.
And I didn't like that. So,
right.
But back to the game, I picked the Saints because I think that their defense is pretty good. I think their defense is better than their O-line.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be able to carry them that win. Granted, I don't know who their quarterback is for this week, but I just don't think the Bengals defense will be able to carry them that win.
I went opposite of you. I picked the Bengals. I picked it just because I think the Saints are just a very good team, just because of the quarterback play. Just in general, we don't know if it's going to be Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston. Sometimes then it's Taysom Hill. Kamara had a pretty good game last week, since I had him on my fantasy, but just irritating that they give Taysom Hill the ball at the goal line instead of Kamara.
Yeah, that.
Thankfully, I was able to get Taysom Hill. I picked him up, so
Same thing with Jamal Williams.
I can get that. Yeah, so it's just like, dude, what the heck? Like, I don't understand it. But I just think the Bengals are a little bit better. But I mean, their offensive line isn't good. That's really the only thing is if they can run the ball, if Joe Mixon can find room, I think Bengals come out and win. In New Orleans.
It's gonna be a tough game though.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall Lattimore is gonna be on Jamar Chase all night, so that's definitely gonna be a matchup you want to watch. But
Might start Tyler Boyd this week.
Yeah, because that means that's gonna leave Tyler Boyd open, T. Higgins. So yeah, I just think right now I pick the Bengals. I think they're just a better complete team over the Saints. For the next game is the Ravens and the Giants, who have been sneaky good. The NFC East has just been
Danny Dimes, baby.
Danny Dimes, and that defense has been keeping him in the game. So, but I picked the Ravens though.
I did too. I picked the Ravens.
Yeah. I just think again I think they're just more complete team over the Giants.
Yeah,
they're so they're both really good defensive teams, but I just think the Ravens.
Or more complete offense.
More complete offense. It'll come down to quarterback play, and Lamar Jackson is better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson, if he gets the ball in like the last minute or two, and kind of dangerous for him to have that,
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty clutch. He's been pretty clutch.
Yeah,
Plus, they have Justin Tucker.
True.
He can get you.
Legatron.
He just broke a record last year, so
he can kick you 60 plus.
He can definitely kick you 60 plus.
Yep.
Next game is
I know how you feel.
the Steelers and the Buccaneers.
I told you about last week, man. I told you about them and the Bills. I know you don't want to talk about it, but
Kenny Pickett didn't play bad, though. He had like 30 for 52 passes.
I like the faith that you have in your team because I think every fan obviously should think that way, that they want to win, but they should also be somewhat realistic, too, in that way of like, the Bills are better, but hey.
They are better.
They are. I get what you're trying to do because you want them to win. So
I'm still going to root for my team.
You got to support them, yeah.
He didn't play bad. It's crazy. He had a better I think he had a better completion percentage than Patrick Mahomes, and he threw for more yards, but he had 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, man.
I mean, he didn't play bad. He just needs to find the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and that's young,
You
so
could
he's
see
learning.
that he's pushing the ball too.
I mean, just could you imagine if Trubisky played, you guys probably wouldn't have even scored.
I was thinking that, and I think he threw for more yards in that one game than Trubisky has all season.
Probably. But of course you're going to pick the Steelers because, for one, it's the Steelers, and two, you're never going to pick against Tom Brady or, pick Tom Brady. You always pick against him.
If T.J. Watt comes back this week,
that'd be huge.
That could be a game changer.
Could be.
Because Tom Brady ain't going to run from that.
Well, of course, he's not running anywhere.
No, he's not. Not that
from Giselle. That's about it. That's about where he's running away from. But I picked the Buccaneers.
Chasing them kids.
I picked the Buccaneers just because Steelers are not playing very well.
No, we're not.
But they're a young team, especially with Kenny Pickett, and then George Pickens.
I mean, the Bucs
Claypool.
The Bucs offense hasn't been playing great either.
No, but their defense is really good. And that's what I think.
That's a game going to come down to is defensive play this
exactly. Game. And he just faced the Bills defense, and now you're coming in and facing the Buccaneers defense. That's 2 good defenses in a row. So I mean, as long as he does what he did like last week and can still push the field, still show progress that he's getting better. I mean, that's good. That's good. Whether you guys lose, win or lose or not. If you guys win, dude, that's gonna be huge for him, like in a confidence boost. I mean, if you still lose, but he's like you can see that he's getting better. I mean, it's still gonna be good to see like, hey, next year, you never know, it could be right back in this thing.
I can see that.
Yeah, but just as of right now. You guys
it's just going to be a defensive game.
Yeah, it is going to be a defensive game for sure, but I just think the Buccaneers will.
Whoever has the ball last is all I'm going to say. I think it's going to be a close one.
I think it's still going to probably be another
No,
at least 10 to 14 point.
No, I don't think it's going to be that bad like last
do.
time. Their offense is
I don't think it'll be as
good.
bad as the Bills, but I think it'll still be about a 2-score game.
Well, I'm part of that 4.5%, so
I'm sure that's all the Steeler fans. Most Steeler fans that are picking these games are going to pick them. I don't blame you. I'm picking my own team, too. So next game is the Panthers and the Rams, who are actually kind of struggling.
yes, for a
Because
Super
they
Bowl
lost
team.
last week, too.
Like the two worst Super
Yeah.
Bowl teams, Bengals and the Rams.
Yeah, you just see they're both having a hangover from the Super Bowl. But I still think they're going to beat the Panthers, especially after the Panthers fired their head coach. Baker has an ankle injury. The Panthers just aren't good. There's now rumors of them they might trade Christian McCaffrey.
Oh.
So things aren't going well down in Carolina. So that's why the Rams, I think this is their confidence booster game to go out there and just wreak havoc.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what teams?
I haven't really looked it up. I just kind of saw I passed by an article that said that there's rumors that they might, blow it up, start a rebuild, since they just got rid of their head coach. But it's nothing like they've ever said it's happening or anything. It's just a rumor. Like they said, since if they fired their head coach, are they going to do a rebuild kind of thing? But I'm sure the top teams up there were definitely going to try after him. They have to. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks tried to go after him. The Bills. I think I heard the Bills might be one that go after because they need a running back.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that would be
That'd
nasty.
be
Him and Josh Allen.
And Stephon
Diggs and then Gabe Davis. Dude, that'd be scary.
That offense would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Who are you going to stop? Because, you have McCaffrey. If you're going to pass, you have McCaffrey for, an easy check down. And we've seen what he can do. And then, obviously, you have Stephon Diggs and you have Gabe Davis with the tall, vertical guy. Plus the defense. You're just asking for a Super Bowl right there. But
Crap, you can get touchdowns in that offense.
Yeah.
I can get touchdowns in that offense.
I wouldn't mind if the Seahawks even try to go after that. They're not good right now, so they could offer a first round because we would have a high draft pick for the Panthers to draft another running back if they wanted to, but I don't know if Pete would pull the trigger on that or John Schneider. That'd be sweet, but I don't know.
For sure. I picked the Rams, though, too. I just think they're a better team. Even though they're on a Super Bowl hangover, I just think the Panthers, since day one, since Baker's got there, has been in shambles. So, I don't even know why you picked that team. I'm surprised. The Seahawks should have pulled that trigger. I still believe that in my heart. But
yeah, I think you would. Gino's doing good, but yeah.
But Gino is doing good, though. If Gino's doing good in that system,
imagine Baker.
Baker might be able to do good in that system.
I think so too. I was all for it
because he pushes the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Gino's balling.
He is.
Next game, Cardinals Seahawks. I picked the Cardinals for this one. Gino, like he said, he's balling, but he ain't gonna be balling this game. He's gonna be Gino this game.
Could be Gino this
He's
game.
gonna be just original Gino. He's gonna be riding back.
Riding back. He's gonna be riding back this game. I like that. Gino, if you hear this,
I ain't right back.
he wants you to ride him back.
Ride me back, dog.
But don't. You just prove him wrong. I'm going for my Seahawks, man. Even though they lost that game to the Saints, it was a good game.
Dude, you guys have been scoring
game.
a lot of points.
That's what I'm saying. Our offense is actually pretty good. It's our defense right now.
You guys are like the Lions.
Yeah.
Scoring a lot of points.
A lot of points, just can't hold. Yep, just can't hold on defense. Our defense is young. That's the thing is our defense is young. But we have a lot of good pieces to build off right now. So I think just give it a couple years, like 1 or 2 years. I think our defense will, can be close to getting back to that Legion of Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. Plus, we have all this money that we're going to have since we got rid of Russell in that contract. We have Geno's cheap contract, and we might have a good pick in this coming up drafts. So it's going to be looking good. We might get a better quarterback than Geno next year with that pick. Or we might roll with him. He's been very efficient. That's what I've been liking about him. He's not turning over the ball that often. He's, throwing the ball, for a high completion percentage. So you're getting what you asked for. He's definitely exceeding expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I gotta pick my Hawks. Hopefully come in there and, beat those Cardinals. Beat Cortland's Cardinals.
They ain't gonna beat no Cardinals.
Hope so.
Next game, Chiefs. Bills.
This should have been the Sunday night game, I believe.
Or the Thursday night game.
Or the Thursday night game, or the Monday night game.
This game is going to go 40+, I believe.
It has the potential to.
Or at least mid to high 30s.
Yeah.
I can definitely see this game scoring a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked the Chiefs to pull out for the victory. To be honest, you can't go wrong with this one. You can pick the Bills, you could pick the Chiefs. I ain't really got much to say on why I picked the Chiefs, but I ain't got a good enough reason why I'll pick the Bills. It's like 50-50 toss-up for me. So I just basically, they're my mom's favorite team, so that's just why I picked them for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good game, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
That's why I was surprised that they didn't switch this. I mean, the Eagles and Cowboys game is going to be a good, should be a good game too, but this is like primetime stuff. This is like, from like,
for
playoff
sure.
games, that was from last year, or this is the games you usually always want to see. But I picked the Chiefs too, strictly just because of Mahomes. That's all I'm basing it off of is Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes boy.
That's it. Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Especially after that 4 TD game he had, even though it was only 25 yards receiving.
I mean, Josh Allen did throw like 400 yards against my Steelers.
He did. Well, I mean, he had that, 98-yard touchdown throw.
That helps. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, that definitely
minus
helps.
that.
Right. But that's why I said the only reason is because Mahomes. I think he is just another human being, man. He's different. Same with Josh Allen. Like you said, I agree with you. It's toss-up 50-50. It could literally go any way.
It is, though. It's tough.
Yes. Like, if you pick the Bills, I can't argue that. If you pick the Chiefs, I can't argue that either, because it's like either one literally could win. It could literally come down to what it did in the last year's playoffs. Whoever has the ball last. It could go to overtime, and then who the hell knows after that?
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
anything like I said, whoever has the ball last.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that's going to be the game of the week for sure.
It's going to be one to watch.
That's going to be the one I'm going to be watching out for.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, Eagles. I picked the Cowboys.
Ooh.
I know. You're welcome, Tyler.
The 21%.
They are just. I picked them. Cooper Rush has been on. I'm not sold on him. I still believe when Dak is ready, I believe that Dak could have beaten those teams as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that defense. It's a really good defense now.
Micah's tearing it up.
But, like, Cooper Rush is throwing for, like, the same amount of yards as Mitch Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's playing well enough, though, for them to win games. But I don't think it's him that's winning games. I think it's their defense. So
I agree with you.
Yeah, I get he's 5-0, but
right.
I think Dak could have won those games a lot more, scored more points.
I can see where you're coming from.
He pushes the ball more. I'm not a Dak fan, but he pushes the ball more.
Right. He does
So.
take a little bit more risk than Cooper does. Cooper obviously wants to keep it safe. He's being a really good game manager.
He has been actually though.
He has. He hasn't turned over the ball. He's
No.
He's thrown the ball well.
He has.
He's kind of being like Gino. He's being efficient. He's making sure he's doing his job. But it's definitely, like you said, the defense is carrying that team. Do I think though that Dak could win the same games? Not all of them. I think Dak, like you said, is more riskier, and I think that's where he is faults more, is because he sometimes is too risky.
Well, they might not win. They'd definitely score more points.
They probably would score more points, but I think there's times like
their offense will look better.
Yeah, I think that with Dak, he just sometimes is too risky. Tries to, make a play where he's like you can't make. And Cooper Rush is more of just I'm gonna play it safe, make the right throw or whatever like that. And I think it's working.
Mm-hmm,
obviously, when Dak comes back, you paid that guy a bunch of money. He's gonna play. But I would still. I mean, if Dak struggles, you gotta go back. You have to go back to Cooper.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. I'd go back to Cooper if Dak struggles.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my pick. Those Cowboys for the week. Jalen. I mean, the Eagles are balling though for sure.
I picked the Eagles.
I mean, this one's kind of Cowboys and Eagles games are kind of toss-ups as well.
They are.
Those games go down to like the wire.
Yeah.
Like this week is you got the Ravens, Steelers, the Bills and the Chiefs. Then you got the Cowboys, Eagles. You got some good games this week so far.
Yeah. Well, you get this. Steelers. You guys are playing the Bucks.
Right. Fuck. Why did I say the Ravens?
But still, that's still like it's still a good matchup.
Still freaking hella good matchups
names,
this week.
Yeah. But I think I think the Eagles are gonna keep going undefeated. I think they're gonna go 6-0.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, like I said, like we said earlier, at NFC East, they're doing really well.
Their defense is definitely Darius Slay is definitely playing MVP type level.
He is.
So, balling.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has been playing well too. So I just think they'll be able to squeak it out. I think I think Skip Bayless is gonna throw a fit on Monday.
That'll be funny.
And make up some sort of excuse as to why they lost. And
Skip.
Yep, Skip. Come on.
Monday nighter.
Monday night football.
Chargers. Broncos.
The deflating of Broncos country.
I ain't riding this week.
I think nobody's riding with Russell no more.
It's hard to ride with Russell now.
I bet you Broncos fans are pissed. You thought you guys gonna come in there and get this like great quarterback and everything, and now you're just.
I like Russell, so I still kind of hopefully paid him that much money. So hopefully he pans out.
Yeah, and I also heard he's hurt. So, but it's still kind of obviously being a Seahawks fan, and then him leaving, and then all this stuff comes out of what he said about Seattle. So a lot of Seattle fans didn't like what he had to say. I didn't really like it either. I still like Russell. I think he's a great human being for what he does for kids and stuff. For all the times went to the Seattle Children's Hospital, but it's kind of so bittersweet to just be like, hee hee to him, kind of. Like, haha, you left because you said you wanted to go to a team that was actually going to be good and build championships, and here you are not playing to that level, and your backup from the past few years is basically outplaying you.
For sure, yeah.
It's a way cheaper deal, so it's doesn't look good right now. But I agree, because I do like Russell. So I mean, eventually, I wish success for him, but it's still kind of like I said, a little haha, gotcha, man. But
yeah, their offense is terrible, so that's kind of why I picked the Chargers. And the Chargers actually have a really good offense.
Mm-hmm.
When they're on point, top 5 easily. But when they're not on point, they kind of remind me of like the Raiders. They can really Raider it up.
They can. Like you look at the score and they'll be up, and then all of a sudden they're losing, and you're just like, what the hell happened? Like, but I wanted to get your opinion on the whole Devonte Adams thing, pushing the cameraman.
Ooh. My neck, my
My
back.
neck,
I
my
need
back.
$50 million. I mean, I don't know if he intentionally walked in front of him or.
Right.
But he shouldn't have shoved him.
No.
That's even if you walked in front of him or not, you're mad over a game.
Yeah.
I get it, but you don't shove him.
No. Yeah. Like when I saw it, the guy is definitely playing it off way worse than it was. Like saying he got hospitalized or something. Like, dude, you didn't get hit that hard. But
dude, I know.
at the same time, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have gotten pushed. I wouldn't have gone as far as to do like assault, like the charges that he filed against him. Because I saw afterwards, like Devon, he apologized, but I mean, I don't think that's enough. Obviously, I mean, because that wasn't obviously right.
Give him some cash on the side.
Yeah, I mean, just be like, hey, obviously, I think you should get suspended at least maybe a game, pay a fine, and that's it. That's what
totally.
I would do. At least 1 game suspension, pay a fine,
sure.
You're good.
For sure.
But I mean, that's a little far to press charges on him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
I think at the moment I'd be pissed for like, dude, what the heck? But for me doing camera work myself, you are told to stay out of the players' way. So for him to just all of a sudden out of nowhere just like run in front of him, which is weird.
Yeah, it was, yeah, for sure.
But doesn't give obviously him the right to just push him for that reason, just because you're like you said,
Either
straight
or.
over a game. Yeah.
He shouldn't have been doing that. Devontae should. No one should have been
Yeah.
in that position.
It was just a bad situation altogether.
Yeah, or offer to like pay his like hospital bills or
Yeah.
something, and like give him like I don't know if he was like a Chiefs person or a Raiders
Right.
person.
Get him like tickets to a few games or something.
Or like the rest of the season or something.
Tickets to the Super Bowl for this year.
Yeah, or
something.
Say I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, he did say he was sorry. Like, he made a post saying like he regretted it right away, but it's like,
I don't think he was sorry enough.
yeah. So it's like
Because he didn't go down he didn't go down and pick him back up.
No, like if he said
kept
he
it
felt
going.
bad right away, it wasn't like, why didn't you like as soon as you pushed him be like, oh man, I'm sorry, and then go help him up? Like,
yeah,
like if you felt sorry right away, then why did you just keep walking off? You would have done something and picked him up. But then that was a little much.
Yeah.
But yeah. My neck, my back.
My neck, my back. I need 50 mil.
50 mil.
All right. Those are our picks for this week. Like and subscribe. We will be back. I think we might change our schedule to an earlier day in the week. So stay tuned. Don't forget to use our SeatGeek code. Surprise! We got a sponsor. Yay!
Woohoo.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.